KRA in plan to snoop on your WhatsApp chats. So KRA is setting up an advanced forensic laboratory that will allow it to mine data which from taxpayers, that is mobile phones and computers or even tablets, all in line with their efforts to detect tax and financial fraud. And they will be going through any digital forms of information, from emails to text to video, audio, image files, and any other transactions that are available on hard disks. And they say that there's some gadgets that come with some bit of complexity because most of the documents are password protected, and they specifically narrowed down to Apple devices, you know, iPhones, iMacs and iPads. They say they will invest in complex, in special software to access data from Macintosh computers, iPhones, iPads, and other smartphones that are password protected when it comes to the information that they are storing. And this is in line with their efforts to provide insight into complex crimes that are committed over the phone.
That's an intrusion to your privacy, by all means.
And you know, just a while back, they did put the regulations that require companies to have real-time information transmitted to KRA when it comes to the transactions that are conducted on a day-to-day basis.
But this one, I don't think it will apply to, you know, my old folks in the village. I mean,
you know, we're living in a time when data is currency. And Regina, yes, you can even just, you know, looking at the business aspect of this, and especially for people who don't want their businesses to be interfered with, because we are seeing so many, even when you look at pages on social media, there's usually a contact that is linked to a WhatsApp number. Ray?
Data is king.
Data is king.
Data is king. And talking about data, there is an expatriate who is working for Facebook, currently known as Meta, and he's suing the firm. Why? He says that there's the local firm that was contracted to monitor content, on Meta is toxic, or rather is in a toxic work setup. I'm talking about this man called Daniel Motang. He relocated from South Africa to Kenya after he was offered that job. And he says, rather, he's at the heart of the labor dispute between South African national, that he's South African, that is. He says Motang filed the case before the Employment and Labor Relations Court, saying that the firm did not give him full details of what he will be required to do. He's a data expert and he was very excited to have gotten this particular job. However, he has accused some source of forced labor, human trafficking for labor, unfair labor relations, denying employees the right to join a union, negligence, and failure to give employees physiological, psychosocial support. He is quoted in this particular daily saying, unfortunately, Facebook content moderators remain invisible to the public as they are gagged by their employers from speaking out in public about the issues they face in their jobs, including the effects of their prolonged and repeated exposure to harmful, graphic, and disturbing content, low pay, insufficient mental health care, unrealistic performance targets and quotas, as well as lack of hardship payment. So basically he's saying his job is moderating and checking what is put out there on that social media platform. And what has been cited here, you know, suicide, actually he's required under the contract to clean up violence, suicide, self-injury, child sexual exploitation, abuse and nudity, as well as adult sexual exploitation, bullying, harassment, human exploitation, and privacy violations in a day. That is what he is expected to do, and he's saying that's a toxic work setup. But and you know, he needs psychosocial support.
This reminds us, you know, whenever you're signing contracts or any documents that are legally binding, and especially electronically, you usually see when you scroll, shwa, and you scroll again, alafu hapo chini kuna ka box, accept all.
Yeah.
Or agree or disagree to these terms and conditions.
And then you tick a box.
Once you accept, without going through the actual contract, just understand the fine print, you find yourself, you waiver your rights when it comes to some of these cases.
True.
You know?
This man now argues that what he signed up for is not what he's exactly doing. He's a data analyst, but they did not disclose what data he will be dealing with. So it is taking a toll on him, because he's interacting with suicide, violence, child abuse on a daily. So it's saying that he's saying in this particular case that you know, it poses as a toxic work setup. That's just one of the stories, and I picked it up because you're talking about, you know, what KRA needs to do. That is data mining to get to nab tax cheats and get accounts that you have hidden here and there.
Yes, so it's interesting, you know, we're living in a time where information is the currency. And you know, the way yesterday I came across a video that was talking about how we need to protect your phone number. In as much as you feel hata nikimpatia kipiga sitashika simu, your phone number can literally give anyone who knows their way with a smart gadget. They can access your medical records, your finances, your bank, any property that you have, all from just having access to your phone number. Data is currency.
It's linked to your ID.
Everything. Barely anywhere you will go these days that is that has any legal implications, you will fail to give your number. Very rarely. So be careful with whom you share your phone number with. And should you lose a phone number and you know it is linked to very sensitive information about you and your finances, the first step is usually to block that number so that it doesn't transact under your name. Because if I find Victor's phone number, napigia Mr. Oloo, ambia Victor amefanya hivi na hivi, tuma pesa hapa, and of course is a worry parent, anatuma, and that's how your parent is conned. So be careful with who you